Hello and welcome, I'm Kim Fee and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in the UK. Today I want to share with you a very simple card that I'm making for my Simple Stampin' Sunday. So it's a great card for new crafters or crafters that don't have a lot of time on their hands and want to get churning out several cards at a time. So I'm going to be using the fancy phrases and I'm going to be using these brand new papers that are out at the moment, the Butterfly Bijou, and they're only available until the end of May. So I've got lots of different designs here and there's 48 sheets, 6x6 sheets. So we do dies that cut out the whole lot here, or you can hand cut them separately. So today I'm going to hand cut them separately. As you can see, I've cut several bits here. So we'll get started. Here I've used So Saffron, and the sentiment is also from the fancy phrases, and we're going to use this little stamp here. I don't know if you can see that properly, to make the background. And we're going to be making the background with the Versamark, so therefore it's a clear ink, it's a sticky ink, you use it for heat embossing, but we can also make patterns with it, and when you use it on a darker piece of card, it comes out the tone on tone. So what I started with was an A4 sheet of paper, to which I cut vertically down the centre at 10.5 centimetres and then scored at 14.8. So you can get 2 card blanks from that, one piece. I then cut a piece of coloured card at 10 centimetres by 14.3. So I've cut 2 different ones. This is So Saffron and this one is Just Jade. I've picked those colours because the paper that I'm going to be using, we're going to be using this butterfly here, which is Just Jade. This one is like a misty moonlight, but we're going to be having the pink on this. I think it goes quite nicely with that. And then we'll use the orange yellow one on this one. Let's see what we come up with. So let's get our stamp out of our stamp case. I'm going to pop that on there. And while we're here, I'll just put the sentiment. Oops, a little bit of stuff on there. I'll put the sentiment on here as well. Let's hope we've got this straight. As straight as I can get, I think. So we're going to get the Versamark. It's a clear stamp. And we're just going to be stamping randomly and off the page. Oops. It's a sticky pad. And we can just about see where we're going. Told you it's a bit sticky. I'm trying not to use the table too much because in case the camera bounces about. So I'm going to be going all over because we don't know where we're going to be putting our butterflies. So that's one. Let's put that to one side. And you might be able to see it a little bit better on here because this is a darker cardstock. Yeah, you can see it a lot better on here. I'm just randomly turning around the card rather than the stamp itself. you could do a whole sheet of A4 and stamp it randomly all over and then cut it up. And that would work well as well. I think we possibly need one just in there. Let's have a look. I've pre-cut out the stitch shapes. A circle, you can also use a punch. We just lay that there. Yeah, I think I need that one there. You can use a circle punch as well. So that's that done. While we're stamping, we might as well stamp our sentiment. So just bring in a bit of basic white here. And I'm going to be using Memento ink. This is a black ink. And I'm going to stamp one this side. I'm just going to put it down to me a little bit so I can get hopefully as straight as I can. And I'm going to turn it up the other way. And do it again. Is about as perfect as I'm going to be getting. Okay, so what we can do now while we've got these here is just pop them onto our card blank. You can use whatever adhesive you feel comfortable with, but I like to use the Tombow because it gives me a little bit of a wiggle room in case I've popped it down wonky. Which is often if I'm sitting down crafting. I'm normally a stand-up crafter. Oh, got a bit of ink in there. And it's easier to see where you're going when you're standing up, I feel. So don't put too much. I don't go too close to the edges either. Oh, I've missed a little bit there, so I'm going to bring in, see where it's now dried, you can actually see where you've gone. So I might just do that. That will do. Oops. So if I bring those two up to the camera, you can see you've got a nice background there. And it looks like you've used the same colour ink as your cardstock. And once we do the coordinating ink colours, you know, if you're a beginner, you might not want to spend too much money on all the inks and then nothing else. You've spent your budget then. So the Versamark is quite a good call. I would recommend a Versamark and a black ink, the Memento ink we used with the alcohol markers. That's a good start off point for you. Now, let's have a look here. I'm going to stick with this one here. So I'm just going to take my paper snips. As I say, we do have dies here, but for the simple stamping, I'm just going to fussy cut these papers. They are double-sided papers. It's quite pretty on the back side. That would be nice for a background as well. I'm going to try and leave a white border. I'm not going to go all the way down there. I'm just going to go around there. I'm going to chop the little antlers off. It doesn't take too long to cut around the butterfly. throw those little bits in the bin. And we're going to have this one here. Oops. And again, we're going to just do a small border. This one's a little bit easier. It's not too filigree around the ring, the wings. Okay. So I'm going to bring in one of my circles here, and I'm going to put the larger butterfly down flat. So I'm just going to pop a little bit on there. I'm not going to do it all the way over because I don't want it to come over the edges there. And then I'm going to take a bone folder. That's what we use to crease our card blank. I'm just going to use my thumb and the bone folder underneath just to lift it a little bit there. And then my sleeve keeps getting caught on the thing there. I'm going to bring in some dimensionals. I'm going to pop one on either side of there. And we're just going to pop that in the middle there. I'm just going to bring in our other butterflies. And I'm going to use this nice little one here. You can make a bunch of these while you're watching the telly or listening to music. And if you do have a die cutting machine and you do buy the dies, we have a matching stamps or stamp, because it's all one stamp and it's one die that covers the whole strip here, so it'll cut out all of these. It would be quicker, but you know, as I say, this is aimed at the new crafter who may not have die cutting machine. I've made that a little bit too big there, so just come in a little bit more there. Don't be too worried if you do end up chopping the antennae off, because you can always use a marker pen where you're going to add it to. That's it. So once again, we'll bring in one of the circles. So this is from the stitched dies, stitch shaped dies. So you've got squares, ovals and circles, 4 different sizes, but again you can use punch. We do a punch. So this is going to be exactly the same. We're going to just attach it flat onto the circle, and then we're going to do the same again with this butterfly as we did with the pink one. You could put a piece of glue down that side, but you don't need to. And then not too long now, and we're nearly done. Let's have a look there. Put that in there. It's not too messy on the table. That's it. So these go flat onto there, your card blank. You can have it up the top, in the middle, down, you know, closer down the bottom. It's entirely up to you how you want to put your card together. There we go, that's that one there. Press them down, just keep them there. I'm just going to bring in my tiny cutter. We don't sell these anymore, but it's useful for when you're doing the videos. You can use this on the trimmer. That's stuck underneath there. And turn that around the other way. Might want to take just a tad off that. Line that up with there. Don't want to. That's better. Just lining it up on the edge. I'm just going to trim off because I don't want it too long. That one's got a little bit wonky, but never mind. There we go. So this is going to be on dimensionals too. Just check to see if I've got any smaller dimensionals. No, I'll just use the edgings of these. Use the edging. Don't want to waste any of them. One there, one at the other end. You don't want to put too many in the middle because that's already come up there. So maybe just one tiny one there. You might want to actually put it onto the butterfly itself. And then we know where it's going to go. We know we're not going to go over this bit here and then make our sentiment look like it's a roller coaster. There's that one there. One at the end there, one at the other end. And I'll do the same here, just pop that one in there. Take off the backing. And then just put that across there. And there you go. You have two simple cards, a and you've only used the one sheet. So you've got all of these butterflies. So we use this one, this one, this one, and this one. And then you've got those two to make another card. So you could get 3 cards out of one small sheet. And there we go. I hope you like the colourways. And thank you very much for popping by. If you do like my videos, please do subscribe. The subscribe button is just down the bottom. And underneath the video in the description area where it says see more, there will be links to my online shop for the products that I've used today. If you don't have a demonstrator in the UK, I would love to be your demonstrator. Anyway, take care for now, and thank you for popping by. Bye.